Hello everyone, my name is Pooja Chudasama. Today I will be presenting on the various types of cyber attacks and their corresponding vectors. I will focus on a specific type of cyber attack and the challenges it poses. So what exactly is cyber attack? Essentially, it is a deliberate effort to damage, disrupt or obtain unauthorized access to computers, networks or devices. Let us now go on to the next slide. There are some critical factors affecting corporate entities, the business world, and every individual in this world are going to be discussed in detail, one of which is ransomware attacks. These ransomware attacks have become innovative in modern times and are always accompanied by demands to pay off a ransom in cash to unlock encrypted data. A real-life case study regarding this includes the Medibank ransomware attack, where one considers finding the vulnerabilities, challenges, and lessons learned from the incident. So now let us go to the next slide. The changing nature of threats is one of the biggest pain points for organizations like Medibank. It has emerged that ransomware has become more sophisticated in advanced encryption techniques and may use social engineering to bypass security controls. Being the biggest private health insurer, Medibank had sensitive personal information and masses of health information on record, which most probably invited such cyber attackers. The cyber thugs most probably used stolen credentials to gain access, pointing toward the need for strong authentication. Moreover, multi-tiered systems and third-party providers of Medibank provided several possible options where a breach could have occurred. So we now go to the next slide. The sensitive customer data has to be protected and it has been a core concern for organizations, especially in health. However, data breaching continues to be a major challenge. Lots of personal and health information was held internally by Medibank, which included names, addresses, date of birth, Medicare numbers, telephone numbers, and medical claims data. As described above, such information is sensitive and may be maliciously used if leaked. The attack hit the international students, who must possess private health insurance upon the arrival in Australia. It also threatened to publish the information of high profile Australians if the ransom demands were not met. A breach of this nature, where particularly sensitive data is involved, does not only violate the privacy of individuals but also erodes trust in healthcare services. Now, I would like to hand over the presentation to Yash Juwalia, who will take us through the next section of evolving cyber threats.
Hello, myself Yash Juwalia. Now I am presenting next slide is a challenge involving cyber threats. Ransomware has now reached a complete sophistication, making detection and mitigation techniques hard to handle. Advanced encryption techniques lock down an entire system and data train, making them inaccessible until a ransom is paid out. Trained social engineering tactics such as phishing are used to influence individuals into divulging sensitive information or giving unauthorized access. These tactics take advantage of human vulnerabilities and bypass even the most robust security measures. The cyber attacks of Medibank most probably combined all of the above methods in order to breach the company, which certainly underlines the fact that continuous adaptations and upgrades of cybersecurity strategies are required. Furthermore, next topic is a challenge large data set management. In that, large data sets are very complex to handle and demand immense infrastructural fortitude and monitoring at regular intervals. In this case, Medibank operated with a massive volumes of data, which automatically increase the difficulty level of maintaining and protecting such critical data. Talking about modern networks, including the ecosystem at a Medibank and its third-party provider, they are all integrated and provide several entry points for attackers. This means that even if there is a single breach in one area, the effect will be felt throughout the system, exposing data security and customer information across all platforms. For this reason, such Interdependence at all levels require an integrated approach to security, one in which the identification of potential vulnerabilities is done in an attempt to shore up defenses against unauthorized access or data breaches. Now the next one is Medibank, the target. Our case study focuses on Medibank, a private health insurance in Australia and one of the largest in the country. It could be inferred that it controls a large volume of sensitive customer data, including personal and health information, which easily makes it an attractive target for cyber criminals. The hack into Medibank and subsequent theft and leak of such data underline vulnerabilities that even major organizations can fall prey to, and how such a breach in cybersecurity can affect the health sector at a large. Now the next is the attack vector, stolen credentials. The initial attack vector of the Medibank attack is similar to many others, stolen credentials. The attackers had gained access to Medibank's system not by brute force but by exploiting weakness in security protocols. Such stolen credentials usually come from phishing scandals where individuals are tricked into revealing their login information, or from data breaches where information was stolen from other companies. It underlines that good authentication practice like multi-factor authentication can significantly enhance security and make it more difficult for attackers to gain unauthorized access. Now the next is a data compromise and the ransom demand. When the hackers finally gained access, they exploited a wide quantity of sensitive data from Medibank's system. It contained personal details but also much more sensitive health information, which required very special protection. Even financially valuable data had been accessed by the attackers, further compromising the customers regarding their privacy and financial security. Given that this data breach was huge in its scale, it was thus very long-lasting for Medibank customers as well as the company itself.
Myself, Khushbu Patel, and we will be continuing with the topic data compromise and the ransom demand. Well, the attackers then asked Medibank to pay a ransom in return for the stolen data. Asking for a ransom is one of the common features of ransomware attacks. However, this was a keen decision by the leadership at Medibank. On one side, they needed to consider the risk associated with the making payment, while on the other side, they needed to consider the implication of not making it. It preferred to take the consequences regarding the leaking of data and meanwhile worked on improving its cybersecurity defense mechanism. So, what was the Medibank's response? Okay, immediately after the incident, Medibank took steps to contain the breach by isolating the affected systems. They had to go through an inconvenient process of divulging the happening of the breach to various authorities relevant to their operations, including the Australian Cybersecurity Centre and the Office of Australian Information Commissioner, in addition to informing their subscribers about the attack. So now discussing the impact. The attack on Medibank was disproportionate in its impact. It resulted in damage to their reputation and erosion of customer trust. It also sent out very strong signals about the security sensitive health information, underlining the vulnerability of the healthcare sector to cyber attacks. This incident has shown just how important it is for healthcare organizations to have cybersecurity at the forefront when it comes to protecting their customers and public confidence. So, what were the steps taken by Medibank or the implementation to control or the damage? Medibank took quick actions against the ransomware attack with several approaches. These include immediate isolation of the affected system so that no further damage could occur. thus applying necessary security patches on it, strengthening the defense mechanism. The company also carried out measures for containing the damage by restoring the systems and ensuring continuity in the most critical operations. Such notification of relevant authorities included the Office of Australian Information Commissioner and the Australian Cybersecurity Centre because it had to be done for the compliance and cooperation purposes. Notification to customer or stakeholder was very important in terms of transparency and confidence in the company. Marybank issued several public statements verifying the attack and updating their stakeholders on the remedial steps following such an event. So there are certain technical strategies range from isolating the affected systems to prevent further damage and the spread of the ransomware virus to be provision of security patches which were essentially necessary for these vulnerable points to establish barriers from future attacks. Medibank also cooperated with the law and enforcement agencies of the country in finding out who had committed this attack and in taking the required investigation action against the attackers. Therefore, Medibank could have tried to contain, mitigate, and even avoid such an attack by implementing technical and legal strategies.
Hi, my name is Indrajit. I am now representing the next slides. The next slide is the implementation and the communication strategies. In these post-tech steps, effecting communication strategies become very important. Medibank had to release some public notices starting that there had been an attack and starting the remedial step being taken because of this incident. That was an act of showing transparency and the maintaining public trust in the company. In addition, they provide guides on how the best professional information can be protected. Hence, the given customers practical advice on how to protect their data. Managing of the public perception and the criticism was important in relating to organization reputation. Although there was some criticism regarding the communication since it was late and not as clear it is needed to be. It was quite commendable how the Medibank works. It's really important being the transparent and the protective in the relation to how to situation will be dealt with. These strategies has the helped retain customer trust and the minimize the negative impact of the attack. Hi, this is the next slides. What's the lesson learned? The Medibank attack provides very valuable lesson for all the organizations. The implementation of the robust cybersecurity measures like multi-factor authentication, strong encryption of the data and the periodic audits of security has been crucially important. There were to be comprehensive incident responses plan in the place to manage such a situation in the best way possible. Beside that, the communication with all the stakeholders right through the process is extremely important for trust and the public perception management. Hi, here's the next slide, the recommendation for the action. In the light of the Medibank attack and other similar incidents, it is expected the organization will draw valuable lessons from such events in the future. This calls for all the adoption of the robust cybersecurity measures aimed at the preventing possible attacks and building trust in the system. This includes taking the measures such as multi-factor authentication of every access request, enhanced data interpretation, and the periodic security audits. The development and the testing of comprehensive incident response plan ensure that organizations are well placed to respond to any cyber attack effectively. Here's the last slide on conclusion. As the world gears towards the digital era, cybersecurity remains an issue at this point. Threats are dynamic, therefore the organization should remain ahead. Through the protective means of the embarrassing continuous important and innovation in the measure of security. The cooperation between peer groups of organizations, government agencies, and the cybersecurity experts themselves materialize this more secure area online. We should be better off protecting ourselves and our data against cyber threats if we can act it in unison. Thank you.